Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to be discussing another monster taming game on Kickstarter that's gone completely black and discussing what happened to them. This one isn't going to be a very long video because honestly there's not a whole lot to discuss. However, the point of these types of videos is to hold development teams accountable for keeping their audiences in the loop, particularly when money is taken through crowdsourcing means such as Kickstarter. Now, that being said, as usual, this video is not made with the intention to harass, belittle, or take aim at any given developer. However, this trend of Kickstarter games, monster taming, and non-monster taming games alike, having these crowdfunding campaigns and then going ghost is something that I've seen time and time again, so we do have to, again, have that accountability factor. Anyways, today is a game that you might actually not know, and I find that the lesser known games tend to be the ones that can go the longest without delivering since there isn't a whole lot of buzz around them. However, I'm talking about The Last Monsters, which was supposed to be a semi-real-time combat 3D monster taming game. The game itself was successfully funded all the way back in 2017, reaching roughly $10,000 of its $7,500 USD goal. Now, since the game has released a very early prototype on Steam, which you can purchase in early access, I wouldn't recommend it since it's, unfinished and there hasn't been any updates in years. We can assume that this number is larger. Between 2017 and 2020, there were updates, which granted are kind of sparse, but the main issue here is that since 2020, there has been absolutely no updates on their Kickstarter campaign, and the only updates we get are on a Discord server, which I couldn't find linked on the Kickstarter campaign. I may have missed it, but I ended up digging through their Facebook and Twitter history to find this server. Even the updates on Discord itself weren't necessarily crazy. A lot of, hey, we'll update eventually, but nothing from there. Now, there was an exchange I had with the devs a while back where they stated the following: hey, sorry for the late response, we're not dead yet. We should be back to an actual development schedule with updates pretty soon. So neither of us are dead, but our priorities have had to shift based on the start of COVID. Looking forward to creating more content for TLM starting very soon. Now, keep in mind that this conversation occurred on November 24th, 2020, and we're in 2023, over 2.5 years later now, almost 3. Since then, there hasn't been any major update or anything like that, which obviously contradicts the previous statements. I did also see a comment from one of the members on the Discord stating the following, which was quite interesting. So in this exchange, someone asked if the server is dead. The first person responds, yes, sorry, the devs went from 2 to 1. Then a ghost that's not been heard of in over a year. This is back in 2022, by the way. Just one message and nothing. The game's awesome. I'm hoping it'll come back. And then the person under them said, I'm friends with him from way back, but I believe he's currently focusing on a degree of some sort from what I've seen on Facebook, but definitely alive. Don't know if able to return to developing at any time or not. And then the next person says, that's great. I'm glad he's working on improving himself. Definitely baby on the way too, if I recall. So the busy is understandable. It's unfortunate possible future for this game. Is there one? And then the person says, no clue. Okay, so from these statements, we definitely get an idea of what's going on. However, it is important to note that we aren't talking about a small amount of time that's accumulated. We're talking about 6 years from the Kickstarter campaign, 3 of which have been completely silent. These are the types of things that should be updated on Kickstarter itself, and the developer, whether there's 1 or 2 of them, need to make things more clear. Furthermore, this isn't a situation with a game like Amber Roots or Skyseeker where the developers decided to go on a hiatus until further notice for one reason or another. They've undergone a Kickstarter campaign. People are giving you their money, trusting that you're going to deliver what is outlined and what is promised on your campaign. $10,000, while not a crazy amount of money in the grand scheme of things, is still a decent chunk of change to accumulate and then completely go ghost for years. And even with one of those comments, a person was almost saying like, oh, well, they might come back to the game, they might not, who knows? And I'm not even talking about from a legal standpoint because I'm not really sure what sort of legal action could be taken when it comes to Kickstarter, plus the money amount's not that high. However, I'm just referring to the moral aspect of delivering what you promise on, and if it is the case that the developer did have a kid and one of them dropped out or whatever, this needs to be addressed, refunds need to be offered where possible, and transparency needs to be adhered to. I don't expect developers to be perfect, and I don't think anybody does. However, while I can emphasize with COVID putting things on hold, a year, 2 years maybe. It's been 3 years since a single post or update, which is a giant leap in my opinion. This is like if I were to say I'm making a game, do a Kickstarter campaign, then say, hey guys, I'm busy, I have kids, I have a full-time job, I have to commute, but thanks for the money though, I might eventually make the game one day, have fun. Again, I'm not trying to bash the developers too much. I don't think that any of the monster taming devs went into the Kickstarter with bad intentions. However, I do think that this is a situation that needs to be rectified, and this type of go ghosting is not acceptable. It does not take a lot of effort to log in to Discord and check up on your server. But that being said, let me know what you guys think about this situation. I feel like a lot of games like this have made people not want to back Kickstarter projects, and it's sad when you see these really cool ideas not come to fruition because there's so much issues with Kickstarter in and out of the monster taming genre. I'm tired of everybody saying, oh, well, just wait and see, because you can say that until the year 2099 and just keep pushing that goalpost back. But anyways, if you want to stay up to date, if we get any updates on this, people have been pinging them on Discord, nothing. So if we get any updates, I will let you guys know. Make sure to subscribe. You can check out my Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. And special thanks to the patrons, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Dark Persona, Exodus, and Candy Morency. And special thanks to the patrons, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Dark Persona, Candy Morency, and Exodus. And I'll see you next time. Peace.